probably a bad way to start the video, but okay. That'll be funny. It depends if the video actually got you guys clapping at the beginning. It might be a really intense start. So, guys, y'all are awesome. I love your excitement. But sometimes it just pushes a bit too much, and my brain just like glitches out. When you come into classrooms, especially if a teacher's already talking to somebody, just try to take care of what you need to take care of. And like give the teacher a moment. Especially because like I was helping one of your classmates and didn't get to eat lunch yet. Right? So like I'm pretty hungry. I'm not quite hangry yet, but we might get there. I'll try to avoid it. I'll try to be nice. Right? But Maya just showed a great, I'm mixing people up now, but if you're absent, right, obviously you can watch YouTube and try to not miss anything. But also what you can do, like if I take notes in class, like on paper, what you can assume is when you come back to school, I can either copy this for you, good catch, or I can just hand it to you because I teach this twice. So I want to keep a copy of this in my binder, but if you come check in with me and say, hey, I was absent, what did I miss yesterday? Like I watched the video or I'm going to watch the video or whatever, like can I have the homework sheet? And what literally just happened is I just handed away one of my notes pages and I'll give this away too. I don't care. So if you're absent, talk to your teachers, right? If you're absent, talk to your teachers. We are here to help you every day. And guys, now I'm going to, most of you have it out, but now I'm starting to play the game of I don't know who you are. I can't call on you. So if your name tag's not out, please get it out. If you are rushing to do your homework, that's kind of okay right now while I'm starting class. But now that we're getting rolling, we're going to check your homework, turn it in, and then I got a lesson to teach. Yes?
Can I find my backpack?
Can you what?
Find my backpack?
Sure. I was about to say, I don't know if you can find it, but you can go try to find it. I hope that you can find it. Yes.
When is 2.1.2 due?
Thank you for that reminder. Over on our homework board, you can now, at any moment, check what's assigned and when it's due. So if you look all the way to the left, see how it says accelerated 7-8 due? So the due date's always written in red. Okay, so 114, due date's today, 8/26. 211, due Monday-ish. You got into the weekend. I know I had said Tuesday, but some of you already, I'm starting to notice some missings from certain people. So we're going to keep the two-day timeline. So Monday, right? Because you get 2 business days. So then today is 2/12, due Tuesday. 2/12, due Tuesday. Yes, Mikey.
I thought you were not Friday.
I try to be, but like I said yesterday, you guys are the accelerated class. You signed up for this. We got a lot of content to get through. There will be Fridays when this happens. If you don't want to be in this class, and I'm serious, if you really do not want to be in the accelerated track, you don't have to be. And I'm not just talking to Mikey. Guys, you are taking 3 years of math in 2 years. We have more math to cover than a normal class. So we might have to have Friday homework sometimes. It's just, we're in the accelerated class. So if you don't want to be in this class, talk to your parents. We can change your schedule. It's okay. There's no need to accelerate. You'll learn the math, at one point or another. I guess a teacher suggested, and your parents said, yeah, let's do it, to taking the accelerated class. And that started last year, right? This is not new. Your acceleration started last year. All right, checking homework. What the? Oh, no, never mind. I had the PDF pulled up. I forgot. I did things different for the different classes. Now, there are a couple of these where your answer might not be exactly like mine, and that's okay. So, if on 30... If on 30 you did shoe sizes instead for finding the median and the quartiles and everything, that's okay. I did, I knew that would go way too fast. I did height because they're all whole numbers, and I like whole numbers better than decimals. And your graph is on graph paper. I didn't make one for you because I don't do all of the problems, because then you could really just copy everything. I need to see how you set up a graph, so I can see if we know what we're doing yet or not, right? Did you label your axes? Did you put numbers on it correctly spaced out to scale the axes? Are your points correct? X, then what? Based off how you labeled your axes of which axis is shoe size and which axis is height. So then, yes, Missy.
Were we supposed
No, that is my, like, so is there a relationship between shoe size and height? That's whatever you think. I want to know what you think. So my thought is probably, but then you would say something like more. Again, I don't want you to be able to copy from me, right? So for B, whatever you think and explain why. Now, I'm guessing that babies have smaller feet than, adults. But, like, what do you think? Guys, if you don't have your homework done right now, you got to, like, make a mental note to yourself of, like, I need to check my plan book. I need to, like, utilize my extensions time. I need to, like, be honest with my parents about the fact that I do or do not have homework.
Mr. Hudson?
Yeah.
So for A, it says what's the minimum, maximum, and median of shoe size?
Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot.
So
Sorry. Also, you shouldn't have negative self-talk like that. But yeah, this means that I was probably distracted on an airplane or in Greece. Sorry. Yeah. So this should have been shoe size. My bad. We can go check CPM if we really want. Gabrielle.
Okay, so for the box plot, I didn't write a number line under it. I just like wrote the numbers for like the minimum, maximum, and like that stuff. Is that okay, or should I write like a number?
Yeah. Here, I'm going to show you the CPM answer.
Okay, that's like what I did.
So obviously, CPM answer key, little different than mine. So there you do get an example of an acceptable graph. What did they do with the y-axis? They done did gone and broke it. For real, they broke it. They broke it. If you do not want to waste your time and effort labeling all the numbers to get up to above 150, you can break the graph. But what did they forget? Well, so we need a 0, but also a broken graph, if you're going to jump up to a certain number, has to have a little like lightning bolt. So this is literally like go one, I'm going to draw it bigger. You do this to show that the graph has been like compressed on itself. So this little symbol on the bottom of an axis means we've like taken the graph and gone whack, and there's a bunch of it down here that we don't care about, and now's the part of the graph we do care about. Now, if you didn't break your graph, totally fine. Totally fine. You just probably used a lot of paper, right? Which is okay. But you are allowed to break graphs. You just have to have the notation. It doesn't mean break as in like bad, like broken. It means break as in like snap it, compress it, like squish it. I just don't think mathematicians wanted to use the word squish. It's a squish graph, squish graph. All right, I think the rest of my answer key is correct. So we're going to hold my breath and hope that we don't find any more things I goofed. So now, mean, when we average things out, right, add them all up, divide by how many we got. Any questions on doing mean? Gabrielle.
Oh wait, I don't have any questions, but for B, is it okay if because we talked about this yesterday.
Did you round it?
Well, no, I just did 83.6, and then I did the thing on top.
Oh yeah, the repetend? That is totally fine. I like to stop at hundredths places if it's something like if I was entering grades, which we don't use percentages, but I couldn't enter 0.6 forever, right? So I would have to round it in that case. If you got answers wrong, honestly, guys, don't erase. Cross it out, because I like seeing your wrong answers. So it's okay. I see some people erasing. It's okay if you've already done it, but in the future, if you get things wrong, just cross it out and then rewrite the right answer. I like seeing your mistakes because it lets me know what's going on inside your head. Yeah, Berkeley?
For B, I did round it, so...
Like 84? Yeah, that's okay.
83.7.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, as long as you're close to this. Bryson?
Is it okay if I did put percentage marks?
No, you need percentages because that's your label. So go ahead and add them on now. You need percentages because what we're talking about is percentages. It's like dogs, cats, pizzas, right? What are we talking about here? I don't want to eat dogs, but I want to eat pizzas. Well, unless they're hot dogs. I'll eat hot dogs.
Yeah, I'll eat hot dogs too.
Yeah, Leah.
Would it be good if like you did your answers?
Bless.
Like, let's say you did your answers in pencil and then like you corrected them. With, like,
Sure. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Leah's got the good idea of if you did your gentlemen. Thank you. Leah's got the great idea of if you did your homework in pencil, you could use like a pen or a highlighter or something to like check things in or change things. Yeah, that's great. Shows me that you're putting in effort to like care about if your work was right or not. Now, Gabrielle, I know you came to ask about this yesterday. I don't know if you figured it out on your own or not, but I'm betting that some of your classmates also have questions about it. So what was it that you were going to ask me about?
Oh, I was gonna ask you about D, but I figured that one out. But H was kind of confusing because I didn't realize that you like needed to like kind of do like the example thing where it's like x plus x. Like
Yeah, so G and H get a little tough here, just to like realize what to do. So if the bottom is the sum and the top is the product, even if we're talking about variables, the bottom is the sum and the top is the product. So what do we get if we do x plus x? 2x. I've got more than 2 x's. But x times x, though, like we did yesterday with the algebra tiles, is x squared. Questions on G? John, or comments?
I wrote XX, is that fine?
Yeah, but that's not simplified. And in math, we always like to simplify if we can. So XX is correct, but it'd be better if you wrote x squared. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We're at the point of math where there's not just right answers, there's like best answers. It's like I wouldn't mark that wrong, right? XX would not be wrong. Just I would probably write x squared next to it just to make the note to you that you can simplify it. Gabrielle?
okay, so for D, I did -8 in one. Does that work too?
Nope. Can you tell me why? Why would -8 and 1 not work
Oh
for
yeah,
D?
because then it would be -7.
Then it would be -7. Eli?
I put my 8 in the place for your negative.
Yeah, these can be switched. That's totally fine. When you're filling in the right and left sides, you can switch them, and it doesn't matter.
I could not figure out how to do that.
Does it make sense now?
Yeah,
Now it does.
So put the 8 in the -1 spot.
Yeah, and the -1 over here. That's totally fine.
Oh, okay.
Because it adds up the same and it multiplies the same still. Missy?
How did you for F? How did you get the 13 over 12?
Yeah.
Like, I got like 7 over 12.
Did I make another mistake?
No, I got this right.
So 1/3,
Well, that's the same.
1/3, and 3/4. Right? You can't see it as well up here as you can on your paper probably. 3 and 4 are not common denominators right now. So to add them, to do any, well, I could multiply without common denominators, but to add them, I need to make a common denominator, which 12 is the lowest one I can get to. So how do I get from 3 to 12?
I did
Let's walk through it.
multiply by 4.
Times 4. So does that make sense for this? Times 3. So does my 9/12 and 4/12 make sense?
Oh, I forgot to multiply the top by 3.
That's why I was asking you to just let me walk through. Eli?
You said it's best to simplify. I wrote 1/4, and John
So the only reason I didn't simplify this to 1/4 is I thought that might confuse some of you. So write the 3/12 or it should be 13.
That's the bottom one. 13.
Or sorry, yeah. It's Friday. It's Friday. Thank you for the encouragement. Well, I made a mistake like 2 days ago, so I'm very much in this like I probably have mistakes up here. Yeah, so 3/12, your product can be reduced to 1/4. However, if I just multiply top to top, bottom to bottom, I get 3/12. Then we would reduce, right? Like then we would reduce. So yeah, you could also put 1/4 there. We got to keep rolling because we're not going to get through everything today. So double check. And guys, this, like, you should care more about right versus wrong answers than I do. Because this is checking, do you remember how to work with the positives and negatives and like what cancels out what are opposites, what wins. I often talk about positives and negatives like they're fighting. Like they're in a battle. Like good So
One's bad.
the negatives are bad,
Negatives are negative.
and the positives are good, and whoever is stronger is gonna win. All right, if I don't know what one of the dimensions are, but I do know the area, we can figure out the missing dimension through division. Oh, sorry, Nathaniel. I thought you were like asking a question.
I thought you didn't like division. I thought it didn't exist.
So division is just multiplication, and all because I don't like it doesn't mean I can avoid it all the time, right? Like, I don't really like vegetables that much, but I gotta eat them sometimes because they're healthy. So, you know, bite of pizza, bite of a carrot.
Bell peppers are the best.
You are correct. Bell peppers are great. Bryson, I couldn't tell. Did you ever hear that, bud?
Yes, I did.
What's up?
I just use multiplication to get my stuff.
You just kind of like guess and checked your way there or whatever?
Oh, no, I just like multiplied 14 and then did it 17 times. I multiplied it by 17. I tried multiplying it by 16 and a half, and that's why I got that one. I multiplied.
So what you're using is actually called the 5D process that we'll talk about here at some point.
That's on 2.2.
Sorry that C scanned a little weak. Yo, sorry that C scanned a little weak. I'm gonna see if this helps.
Wait, which one's the 5D
Nah,
process?
yeah, you can see it a little bit better now.
We just go over it.
Keep, change, flip. Right? Keep, change, flip. Division of fractions is dumb. Eli.
You put 77 over 12. I put 6 5/12. Is that equal?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Because 72 can divide by 12, and that gets 6. And then you have 5 as a remainder, right? So yes, 6 and 5/12 could also be correct. Yes. So, thank you for asking that. In B, we have 1.2 divided by 0.04, or if you want to say it better, 1 and 2/10 divided by 400. So I set it up like this, but then this is, I don't want to like be mean about it, but this is kind of like, I don't know.
The E word?
No, because it's definitely not. It's like very complicated, and I want to like say something bad about it, but I can't think of a word that is like decent. Yeah, it's kind of dumb to like try to compare all these like very small values. So here's the deal. What I did was bump the decimal 2 places right. And you might be like, wait, what? You're allowed to do that? That's times 100. As long as I do it on top also, I can do anything to these numbers as long as I do it the same. So what it really is 120 divided by 4. And that's 30.
Dude, that's so
Does that make more sense, Ren?
I just converted it to a fraction.
What I did though, I did something very similar to that, but then I made it my decimal point back
Yeah.
over to that.
So
and then
because we did it to both the top and the bottom, the decimal does not need to like correct itself at the end. It is still correct. So what happened was we actually here multiplied by, you know it, you love it, you've missed it all summer, the giant one. Right? You guys learned about that last year, the giant one. I love the mixed reactions that I always get about the giant one. Leah.
Howard made it.
Hey friends, I can't hear Leah and she's 5 feet from me.
Couldn't you have also done and then made it like 12 over 100 and then do the keep change flip?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, there's so a lot of right ways to get to Florida, right? There are many, many ways to solve this. So if you got 30, I'm betting your method held up. Yes.
Last year my teacher hated keep change flip and like refused
Why?
to teach us
She
to
would
it.
not let us do it.
Who? Well,
He didn't even teach us about it actually.
maybe. Who? What? Oh, well, I don't even know them.
She said we could use it still though.
No one wants
She
to know this.
wouldn't let us use it. No, we figured out how it works.
All right, moving on.
I have no idea how.
Moving on.
Yeah,
It's all right. Because past teachers are in your past. The only thing that matters is now.
Yeah.
You know why they call the present, right?
I did.
Because it's a gift. 84 is our average,
Wait,
but I forgot my percent sign.
Wait, Mr. Hudson,
On D up here
No.
or back over there. Sorry, you guys were singing and like goofing around there, so we'll have to talk individually. Your table was kind of doing your own thing. You missed your opportunity. I'm sorry, John. I can come help you individually, but I gotta keep moving. I got class I gotta teach. That was too far. Yeah, I know it jumped too far. I don't know why.
I got this like really crazy number.
So this should be percent. You should have 84%.
Oh yeah, I think I did too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you could round that.
So check your math, right? Just try to run it again. So it should be whatever that number on the answer key was, which I'm going to double check over here.
Excuse me, can I please have Amelia Hudson to the office? Amelia? Thank you.
She almost always gets called to the office when we're in this class.
Yeah, it should be 0.832. So John, you got to check your math. I think something went awry.
I see what I did.
Because we essentially double it, but then apply the decimal as well. Guys, stem and leaf. If you don't remember stem and leaf, and you didn't do it, you're going to get a check minus. When the problem says use a stem and leaf, I'm looking for a stem and leaf. Then these, mean would change, median would stay the same. Mean would change, median would not change. Yeah, you are. I didn't do it because, again, I don't do every single question on these because you could just then copy all of it. Because if people are copying and they only have what I have on here, then it's super obvious that they were only copying, right? Yeah, Ren?
I decided to actually do the mean by like long division.
Oh, gross.
Me too.
Gross.
Me too. Our teacher always said you do not use a calculator, you do it by
Well, okay. There is reasoning behind that. Your 6th grade math test has to be taken all without a calculator, right? Your 7th grade math test is half without a calculator, and they put the bad word problems on that part of the test, and then the hard part of the test you get a calculator for. So that's kind of why in 7th grade we've transitioned to a lot more calculator work. Bryson? Yeah, you don't have to ask. Because, like, we got to finish this and get moving on. So I'm sorry, guys. If you have questions, like, you're going to have to come talk to me later. These answers are super approximate. You probably have different answers. These are, like, super duper approximate, right? You might even have California being bigger.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, this is like play with math. I was like probably sitting on a balcony in Greece and I did not put in enough effort. Your answers are probably better than mine.
I got 39 from Montana.
Yeah, your answers are probably better than mine.
294
And actually, I probably counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, guys, I counted too many. This should really be like 9 times. All right, I'm moving on since you're all talking over me. Apparently what I'm saying doesn't matter, so I'll just move on. And then it should be a 4 and a 5. And to find the area with that chunk missing, we would have to do this. If it's done, make sure your name first and last. Guys, help me out. You're making my job harder by not putting your last name on stuff. First and last, turn it in. Remember, you guys are the very bottom slot for papers up there. And I barely have 5 minutes left for us to do class, so let's go quick.
I have a question.
Yes.
Should we staple this?
Yes, staple your graph paper to it. My stapler is right there beside the bin.
You know the one about Montana?
Yes.
Well, I made a stick figure named Bob.
Bob Tana?
Yeah, Bob has a head that looks like Montana, and I'm just stating facts.
Stating facts.
I just came up with that while I was doing it.
Oh yeah, we have homework. Charlie deposit upside down. He never gives stuff.
Always forget.
So I love that John just segued us to talking about grading. Your grade, quote unquote, doesn't have points, doesn't have percentages. There is no taking credit off. We separate grades into two different categories here at Phoenix: your academic grade and your effort grade. So your academic grade will never be impacted by things like a late assignment, because that's just silly. We would rather you take the time you need and turn in high quality work, as opposed to giving us crap on time. Right? Don't give us crap. We're just going to tell you, hey, this isn't good. We probably won't call it crap, right? But if you give us not good quality work, you're going to get it back and have to redo it. So why not just take the time you need and turn it in late? So we have a separate grading column to say this assignment was turned in late, but you still did a really good job, yay. Right? Because doing a really good job and turning it in on time is the goal. But goal number 1 is do a good job. Then goal number 2 is get it done on the time you're supposed to.
So, but if you have extra days because you were sick or had a doctor's appointment, is it now your goal
So,
to get on to that?
Yeah, so you get extra days when you're sick, but a lot of times you guys got to remind us because we forget, right? So here's our first task that we will have time to complete. We need to match the value in the left column with the value in the right column that it could add with. So essentially what I'm asking you to do is pair up like terms. Pair up your like terms. This is on your paper I just gave you. This is on your paper I just gave you. About? So what were my directions I just said? And or what does it say right above this activity? So what? Because that's what like terms are. Same variables. So Lucas is flexing his math skills up here, saying like terms have to have the same variables. So what would be a like term with 3x, Lucas?
5x.
Yeah, so 3x would match with 5x.
Do we have to write what they are together?
No, I mean you can. It's good practice. What would 3x and 5x be together? 8x.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's Friday flexible?
It is flexible. So you go to your advisor's location, and then you'll find out what it is. Okay, so it changes every week. That's why it's called flex.
During flux time?
Right.
Does it matter that negative 4 y squared, does it matter that that's negative and the other y2 is positive?
No, so great question. Like terms do not matter if one is positive and one is negative. So these are still like terms. John, you will not be able to see other teachers during flex. Only your advisor and then the 8th grade component of who will be your advisor. I'll take volunteers or I can do cards if you guys want.
What?
I'll take volunteers or I can do cards. Eli, you want to give me the like term for C?
It's 6A4, then it would be 9A4.
6a to the 4th is actually how we would
Yeah.
say that, but you are correct. Mikey?
G.
Oh, G you're doing.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I could
Goes
do
to?
only 2. G goes to negative 7C.
Yeah, I know, because they aren't realizing that they should respect. Hey, they don't need in. Nope, get out. We're done when we're done, not all because they show up. Nathaniel? E goes to, aha, 13 over here. And F would go to 2, leaving just 10S to go to. How many S's is this? 1. All right, have a wonderful weekend. Clip those papers. Do not shove them in your pockets. Clip them. Can you? Absolutely. I asked for that near the beginning, well, like 10 minutes ago, but.